Alright, so continuing to go through my gear from the PCT, I feel it's important to talk about what I actually used every day of the trip, but it's also important to talk about some things that you're going to need along the way. The most important thing that you're going to find yourself needing along the PCT is going to be a bear can. And that is because many sections require you to use one if you're going to be camping there. So in general, what people are going to do is they're going to pick one up right around mile 700 and they're going to drop it off right around mile 1000. Now what I want to talk about today is how to use a bear can with a frameless ultralight backpack. So as you can see, I have right here, this is the gear I used on the PCT. This is a frameless ultralight 37-liter backpack. Now, in my mind, there are two ways that you're going to want to do this. So we'll look at both of them, and you can try them both for yourself to see what works for you. But first, the bear can itself. I already owned the BV 450, so that's just what I used. But I found myself wishing that I had the BV 500. It is a little bit bigger, it is a little bit heavier, but it's going to offer you so much more flexibility when it comes to what you wind up doing for resupply in the Sierra. I think the BV 500 is the best bear can to buy, it is the best bear can to rent, it is the best bear can to be using in this kind of situation. So first we're going to do what you would expect, and that would be to store the bear can inside your pack. Now this is a pretty small backpack, so you may ask yourself, how is that even really possible to have it in there? But it is not so bad. So what I do is I will have basically just my quilt in at the bottom, something fluffy, and all the rest of my gear out. I will take the bear can, and have my food in it, of course. It's just whatever food I finish the PCT with. So my bear can, my food is in it. I have my quilt in there to kind of create like a nice stable base underneath the bear can, something fluffy, something cushy. And I will put the bear can just right side up on top of that food, or on top of that quilt. Now this is a pretty small pack, so that definitely takes up a lot of space. And what you want to avoid here is you want to avoid the bear can just poking you in the back all throughout the day and having that hard plastic up against your back. So I will then take anything that is like softer or more cushiony, and I will try and slide it in between the back panel and the bear can itself. So my ground sheet, I have my shelter in here as well, and I'm just trying to fill in all that space along the back of the pack, to kind of separate my body from the bear can itself. And I will just keep packing my gear in this way, kind of focusing on that space in between myself and the bear can. And then once that space is totally plushed and filled out, I just pack the rest of my gear right on top. And then my pack is packed. Something I will generally also do is I'll put it against the ground. Actually, can you hear the bear can? Now on this side, much softer. So I will also kind of maybe give it a good little press just to make sure that it's going to be a little bit softer and a little bit more comfortable. So that is my 37-liter pack packed with a bear can inside. This is what I did on the Sierra this trip. But in the past, I've done other ways, and you really got to try and see what you're going to like for yourself. So although I did it this way, and this is probably what most people do, I think there's another way that is going to be a lot more comfortable for most people with a frameless pack. So I've got all my gear out, I've got my Bearcan out, you know, and now what I'm going to do is, in the morning, I'm going to go retrieve my Bearcan, because you have to leave it away from your campsite while you're sleeping. I'm going to remove all of my food from that Bearcan. So now I have an empty Bearcan that I will set aside, and I am going to pack my backpack like normal. So my backpack is now packed how I always pack it. And here I am, I'm left with this empty Bearcan that I set aside. Well, what the heck am I going to do with it now? This is what I always used to do in the past, and this is the way that I think is going to be most comfortable for most people who are using a frameless ultralight backpack. It is to take the empty Bearcan and use your big draw strap or the front strap and just strap it to the top of your backpack. Now you got to make sure it's on there really tight, because the last thing you want is your Bearcan falling off a cliff down a mountain. So now this is where we're at. This is how I used to always pack my backpack, with an empty Bearcan on top. Why do I think this is going to be better for you and for me and for just about everyone? It is because your backpack is packed like normal, so on your back it is going to feel like normal, just with the addition of 2 pounds sitting on top. Now I also like this way because I think it's pretty easy to then get in and out of your stuff and your food and whatever is inside of your pack, instead of having to wrestle with this Bearcan that is jammed inside. You just got to make sure throughout the day that it is staying tight and you're not going to lose this thing down a mountain. So you got to be cognizant of that throughout the day. So again, now I can wear my pack as I normally do, and it feels as good as it always does. I just have this empty can strapped to the top. I think this is the best way to carry a Bearcan in a frameless pack, and you know, when you get there and you rent that Bearcan, try both ways and see what you like most. And don't be afraid to change it up while you're out there in the field. You know, one day you want it and you like it inside of your pack more, and then another day you like it on top of your pack more. You never know how you're going to feel out there, and you don't want to be too married to just one system. You know, if you found value in this video, if you enjoyed this, give me a little thumbs up, and if you aren't already, please subscribe to this channel. I've got some really great hikes coming up this next year, and I hope you stick around for them. So, thanks for watching.